Welcome back to more Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Last time we defeated the Armored Crawmad, so this time we're moving on to the Distant Tundra. Ouch, ouch, ouch! My face! Alfie, are you okay? Alfie? I said, are you okay? Oh man, don't tell me we've been separated again. It sure is dark in here. There's something strange going on in here. What are these Pikmin doing? Pikmin sprouts? The light is so bright. Is this another onion? I guess he must need light to live. And we have our formal introduction to the yellow Pikmin. Similar to the previous games, yellow Pikmin can be thrown higher than the other types of Pikmin. They actually have a new feature though. Like in Pikmin 2, they are immune to electricity, but they can also be used to bridge currents, like with that wire. We have a lot of yellow pellets around here, so let's round them up to try to increase our numbers a little bit. There's also a steel ball with a 20 on it, meaning we'll need 20 yellow Pikmin to get out of this small cave. We also have some other interesting things around here. We have a place with a screw and a higher ledge, so we'll have to toss a captain up there at a later time, but for now we have to simply focus on trying to unite with Alf. Over where we landed, there should also be a crystal, but we don't have any rock Pikmin at the moment, so we won't be able to get whatever is inside here until later. There's also a 5 pellet back here, so let's actually round up our Pikmin once again and collect that as well. So that'll bring our total inside this cave up to 25 Pikmin, which is actually more than enough to get outside. To be honest, I actually forget about this particular pellet a lot. Usually I only get 20 Pikmin and then leave, but having some extra yellow Pikmin will come in handy for this day. Once we get all of our Pikmin rounded up, we'll be able to push this and hopefully find a way outside. And with that, we have a way outside. Phew, it's good to be outside again. I was getting claustrophobic in that cave. Hey, there's Alf, and the SS Drake. Alf, I'm over here. Ah, Brittany! Thank goodness you're okay. I see you're on the other side of the river. Our first priority is to reunite, so let's work together. Please give me instructions. Got it. This place is absolutely freezing. If we don't move, I'm afraid we're going to die of exposure. That is, if we don't die of starvation first. Hey Brittany, what are those? A new type of Pikmin I found. Really? Yes, they're yellow and have big ears. Wow, I want a closer look. No problem. I'll have to find a place where I can throw them across to you. Here we have a swooping snitch bug returning from the previous games, and we have another electric fence that now we can actually deal with. This area graphically was actually changed quite a bit. There was actually a lot more snow in the Wii U version, while there's kind of a path over here in this version. So we have our main onion over here, so let's round up some Pikmin. Let's take 40 of each. Again, you can hold ZL to take out Pikmin very quickly. I'm actually so used to having 20 yellow Pikmin that I completely forgot that I actually can't take out 40 of each. We have a couple little dirt paths over here. We can actually have the Pikmin dig these out, creating shortcuts to other areas. We have a cherry on top of this little snowman, along with a data file. This dirt looks very soft. Maybe we can dig through it. While we're waiting for that, we'll have Brittany round up the yellow Pikmin and collect this data file, and then we'll start to toss the Pikmin to the other side. This is actually a cool sequence. You basically have to swap Pikmin across the river. From here, I should be able to throw them to the other side. This part actually feels a little bit scary, to be honest, because of the way the Pikmin tend to kind of drift off when you throw them. I'm always a little bit scared that they're going to end up falling into the water, so I'm going to round up those to give them a little bit more room. We have a lot of new enemies that I'm very nervous about, so let's round up the Pikmin and set the red Pikmin to work on this wall. We have a new enemy behind there, but in the meantime, I'm going to send the yellow Pikmin over here. If you press A here, your Pikmin will return to the onion. So yeah, we'll round up our rock Pikmin and have them break this. This is definitely your first big test of a few things. I feel like this is the first day where we actually have a risk of losing Pikmin, and also it's the first day that really tests our multitasking skills, because we have two separate sets of bridges to build across this river. I do actually really like this, but I also feel like this is the first day where a lot could go wrong, and we have our first major threat, the bearded amp rat. Again, electricity is a lot less dangerous in Pikmin 3, so I felt totally fine actually trying to fight that with without yellow Pikmin. We also have a spider-like enemy called a Skeeter Skate that actually fires water bubbles at our Pikmin. They're actually really annoying because if a Pikmin gets hit by a water bubble, they'll start to drown, and if we're not monitoring the Pikmin, they might be in danger, so we'll have to keep a close eye on that. With our red Pikmin, we are going to go over to where we broke the rock, or the crystal wall. That is an interesting route that they're taking, back over to the other parts of the bridge. But also, we have a couple of rock Pikmin, we'll toss them over here so they don't get caught up in this next fight. We have a new type of enemy called the Pyroclasmic Slooch, which is like a slug that's on fire. Obviously, we need red Pikmin that are immune to fire. I do really like a lot of the enemy names in Pikmin 3. I almost feel like as the series goes on, the character names end up feeling more and more like alien, which I actually really like. It definitely makes us feel very much more sci-fi, even though this does take place essentially on Earth. But from an alien perspective, it makes things very interesting. We have a pile of grapes up there that we'll have to round up in a bit. But in the meantime, I guess we might as well grow a couple of Pikmin since we have some time. We also have a Candy Pop Bud. This is a, I think a Crimson Candy Pop Bud is the official name. Wow, they are playing with fire, apparently. They passed right by an enemy. That is a Joust Mite. Joust Mites remind me a lot of the Cloaking Baronets from Pikmin 2, but these are actually separate enemies. I wonder if they're supposed to be related. But anyway, I would recommend fighting them with Rock-type Pikmin because basically the Joustmite will try to eat Pikmin, and rock Pikmin are actually heavy enough that they can't be eaten by them very easily. So similar to the Cloaking Burn, my best advice would be to kind of sneak up behind it and basically charge all of your Pikmin. That was very close. Again, the enemies that are spitting water are very annoying. But yeah, basically its tongue will simply knock Pikmin back instead of actually being able to latch on and start eating them. I highly recommend defeating this one, and probably this one too in a bit, while I'm thinking about it, because I'm afraid I'll forget and we'll run into problems. We have another Fiery Blowhog, let's deal with this. But yeah, I have a problem where I forget about the Joustmites, and then I end up losing Pikmin mysteriously later on, where I'm like, wait, why are the numbers going down? And then I see what's happening, it's like, oh, that's why the numbers are going down. So yeah, I'll just get them out of the way now so I don't forget about them later. And we'll round up all of our Pikmin again, and then make our way over to Brittany. So, now that we've basically cleared everything out here, we've built the one bridge as much as we can, we're going to spend the rest of this day trying to build the other side of the bridge. Again, this is actually a really good co-op section. By the way, in co-op, for sections where you only have one captain, it'll basically give you a duplicate of that captain for that section, but when you have multiple captains, basically one person plays as one captain and the other plays as the other captain. So yeah, you basically have co-op at all times, but whether you're playing both Alph and Brittany in this case depends on if you're actually together in this group. Alright, we actually don't need the yellow Pikmin next, so let's round up all of our other Pikmin and make our way over here. We have a buried pellet here. We also have some very interesting enemies. They're basically offshoots of the armored cannon beetle larva from Pikmin 2. This is the Arctic cannon larva, as it's called. These are less dangerous inherently because they fire snowballs that don't actually kill Pikmin, but simply knock them away. But we definitely don't want to get caught up in the snowball, because then we have to go back and actually round up all the Pikmin later. So to save time, we'll carefully dodge all this and attack. We also have a very interesting enemy at the top of this hill. We have a new kind of ball bear, the Whip-Tongue Bulborb. I think I said ball bear by accident. This is actually awake at all times, so this is definitely a case where you'll want to aim for the eyes instead of its back to stagger it, like so. We have a fruit up here, we'll collect that in a bit. We'll have the red Pikmin take these bridge parts for now, and we'll have the remaining red Pikmin carry this, or at least knock it down. They won't be able to carry it back, obviously, because there's no path, but we'll worry about that later. We can also break a couple of, like, crystals blocking geysers to give ourselves a bit of a shortcut. With our remaining Pikmin, we're going to go over to this area. I'm actually going to drop the red Pikmin on purpose, like so, because we have more Joustmites to worry about. I don't want them to get caught up in this fight. Again, it is interesting that some of the snow has been removed in this area. Visually, I do feel like Pikmin 3 is a fairly good-looking, like, Wii U game. Oddly enough, the resolution wasn't really improved for the Switch version. It's still like 720-30. But it still looks pretty okay. But again, some of the environmental changes are a little bit, like, questionable, like taking away some of the snow. I almost feel like making it form a path in that area outside the Onion Cave almost feels a little bit condescending, actually, trying to make it a little bit more obvious of what to do, but in a way that definitely didn't feel necessary. A couple other areas were actually, like, downscaled a little bit, and to some extent, for some cases, I think it might have to do with, like, resolution for co-op, because the original did not have campaign co-op. So to make the performance a little bit more stable, I feel like maybe they might have reduced some of the area's textures a little bit because of that. But the bridge is almost complete. Yes, the bridge is complete! Now I can finally reunite with Alph. Alright, with that taken care of, let's round up all of our Pikmin, and with our remaining time, we have a fruit up there. Let's actually toss a few Pikmin at this stick. Like usual, a Pikmin will climb the sticks, and will basically wait for you there, so we'll actually send Alf up there. We have to throw him up to that ledge, basically. Like before, we could actually start rounding up pellets and enemies for the yellow Pikmin. Unlike with the rock onion, because we have 100 Pikmin on the field, I'm not as worried about that. Basically, the reason why I hold off of actually collecting Pikmin with the rock Pikmin is mostly just because we don't have like a full squad, meaning we'd actually have to go and pluck all of the Pikmin manually whenever we grow more. But yeah, we don't have to worry about that now, so I'm not as concerned. But in general, we have a much better way of getting yellow Pikmin in the very near future, so I'm not overly concerned about collecting the enemies. I'd rather focus on trying to make a little bit more story progress and round up more fruits. I feel like a lot of my Pikmin are very scattered at the moment, which isn't the best feeling. I know a lot of them are actually over here because of the bridge parts, so they all just return to this spot. So we don't have anything to worry about, but yeah, it is always a kind of a bad feeling when you're down on numbers, basically. Also, sometimes the Pikmin can get a little bit stuck on the geysers, so be aware of that. Make sure you don't leave any behind there. Like, as we make our way over here, we want to be careful. We have this structure over here. We want to toss up a bunch of Pikmin, and then Alf, in this case, in order to push this. So yeah, we'll toss Alf up here, swap over, and then move this. And we have a path into that cave. That Pikmin is very stuck, and that is definitely worrying me a little bit. There we go. Really quickly, let's duck into this cave. What's this? I feel a warm breeze. We have some more of the pyroclasmic slooches. Let's defeat them really quickly, like so. It's best to fight them a little bit spaced apart so they can't attack you while you're attacking a different one, like so. And then we have more electricity over here. It's so soft and fluffy. And now we have a path up here, so let's toss up some red Pikmin. I saw a couple fall. I'll definitely double back for those in a bit here. So yeah, I actually want to purposefully round them up and then fall, so we'll be able to actually lead all of our Pikmin out of this cave, so none get left behind. We might as well keep exploring a little bit more. Though to be fair, actually we're almost at the end of the day, which is fine, so we're just going to hang tight. Basically, I'm going to let this item get as far as it can, and then we'll call the Pikmin at the last possible moment, which might be a little bit risky, but we have plenty of time. So yeah, with our final few seconds, we'll see how far we can get this before ending the day. I see. How fascinating. So that's how the onions evolve. It looks bigger now, doesn't it? New fruit, yay! There sure is a wide variety of fruit on this planet. I wonder what else is out there. Let's keep exploring. I was so hungry I could have juiced the drake itself. It's good to build our juice supply like this. We should be alright for a little while. And with that, we now have 3 types of Pikmin, and still no Pikmin lost as expected. Alright, so let's check our replay once again. This is actually a much more interesting day. It actually starts from when the timer shows up, which is actually not within the cave itself. We'll also have to remember to go back for that now that we have rock Pikmin. I actually forget about that one a lot, so we'll try to make a mental note of that on purpose. We basically built the bridge. It took about half the day to get the one bridge, and the remaining half of the day to put together the other half, and then collect a few more fruits while also exploring this area. We have this area, which looks a little bit familiar based on the map data, and we have our next signal. So on the next day, we'll start trying to make our way through this area that we sort of started to explore, and then try to make our way to the signal. We finally completed the bridge over to the other shore, and Brittany discovered a type of yellow Pikmin. Besides their big ears, I'm excited to find out what other unique characteristics they may possess. I'll have to observe them closely. Good thing they're so cute to look at. Phew, what a day. I'm so relieved you're okay, Brittany. It was a close call. I never would have made it without those yellow Pikmin. These little guys sure are helpful. If our mission is a success, we should have a party to thank all of the little Pikmin. The fruits on this planet are just delicious, aren't they? Definitely, and they really do wonders for the skin. That must be because they have more Pikmin U than most of the fruits native to Kopai. Yep, eating all of this great fruit has pretty much cleared up that weird blotchiness you had. So let's gather as much as we can to bring back home with us, for everyone's sake. Next time, we'll continue to explore the Distant Tundra in search of Charlie. So thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more Pikmin 3 Deluxe.